Hey everybody, so in this video I'm going to be teaching you pretty much the last real illustration method that we can even use in Adobe Illustrator, which is the image trace option. The image trace option allows you to kind of bring in your own drawings or other pictures into Illustrator and vectorize them. As we've discussed, vectorizing images is really important, especially when you're doing what we're doing and planning on making vector images specifically for 3D printing. So I drew this beautiful, I guess you could say it's an abstract piece. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be image tracing all of these different shapes, putting them together and creating a pretty little flower pot out of it. Alright, so first things first, we do this one of many different ways that you can do the image trace tool, and that is with a white piece of paper and just solid black shapes. That's all we're going to be covering in this class, but if you're interested in learning other ways, you can definitely kind of like YouTube it. This is, the only way that I ever really use it though. So what I did was I downloaded the image that's attached to Google Classroom, and then I went up to Illustrator, File, Open, and then I actually opened up the JPEG in Illustrator, so it kind of opened up in its own file. Now, when you select the image, which, you click V on your keyboard and you have those little blue lines and the squares around it, that means the image is selected. And then you go to the Properties panel, you should see a button that says Image Trace. So I'm going to click that, and you're going to get a bunch of different options. And like I said, there are a lot of different options, but we're only going to be focusing on one today, which is the black and white logo option. Okay, so I clicked that, and instantly you can see a change. It turned all of the lighter areas white and all of the darker areas black. There's a couple more things we still have to do though. So we're going to go into the little button next to where it says black and white. This is the image trace panel, and it's going to open up a separate window. So now that the panel is open, we want to go down to where it says advanced, and we want to click that little drop down, and then you'll see a bunch of different options. Now we're just going to ignore all of this other advanced stuff. The real thing that we're going to be looking at is where it says ignore white. The reason why we want to ignore white is because it instantly turns those white areas into white, which turns into a shape or like a vector object. So if we click ignore white, then all it acknowledges are the black areas, which is really good. Okay, so now you'll see that we have a transparent background, but these shapes still are not movable, separate vector objects. To kind of finalize that, what we have to do is we have to go to the Properties panel again, and this time we're going to click Expand. Now you can see these are all separate objects. However, because nothing is ever easy, these are still kind of grouped together, so that might be one thing that you notice. This is a really simple fix though. All we do is go back to the Properties panel, click on Group, click away, and then you'll see that everything is separate now. So that is how you trace images in Illustrator. Now, one issue with this is once you do that black and white logo setting and you go into the fill little like color area, you'll see that it totally removes all the colors from your palette. So to fix this, you go to your color mixer, which is that little palette right here. Go to this little menu up here, and then change it from grayscale, which is a black and white logo setting, to RGB. And then all of your colors should come back, or at least on this panel, and you'll be able to kind of like do a little color picker thing on here. Now, your challenge is to take all of these shapes and turn them into a beautiful flower in a vase, and you can put them somewhere like on a table, in front of a window. You can make it super awesome. So that is your challenge for this. I'll put some examples up after the video. Anyways, good luck on this and have fun.